To a tropical depression, but the confirmed death toll from its rampage this week totals about 100. And tornadoes in the San Antonio area of Texas today killed at least one person. Now, weathermen describe it as simply a huge rain-making machine, and they say the people in the Midwest had better dust off their umbrellas. That's our report. Later tonight on West 57th, Steve Croft reports on a new biography of John Lennon. I'm Bob Schieffer, CBS News in New York. Good night.
Two conference collisions. The Vikings try to overthrow the Bears. The Giants battle the Cowboys. A doubleheader tomorrow on CBS Sports.
This is CBS.
Coming up on the 6 p.m. report, local hospital supplies are gathered for a trip to hurricane-ravaged Jamaica.
A Minneapolis man dies in an overnight fire.
If there is such a thing as a high-tech library, McAllister College has it.
And the Twins play an early game at the Dome.
I'm Cindy Hilger.
And I'm Alan Cox in for Mike Walcher. The 6 p.m. report is next.
If I didn't work on Citrus Hill, I would have thought my kids get enough calcium. But just because you give them milk and cheese doesn't mean they finish it. What we did was add bone-building calcium to 100% pure orange juice. Fresh, delicious juice, so you know your kids will drink it. Valerie loves it. To her, it's juice. To me, it's calcium she needs.
Clara Nin makes Citrus Hill Plus calcium for her family and for yours.
Before every Vikings game, opposing teams try to gain that winning edge. They study films. They practice. Some teams even work on trick plays. But there's really only one way to thoroughly prepare for a Vikings game.
Hey, do you mind? We're trying to watch Vikings Today.
Vikings Today with Ralph John Fritz and Joe Sensor. Sunday at 11 on Channel 4, the Vikings station.
What play did he say they're going to run?
An attempted robbery at a South Minneapolis hardware store ends with one person shot in the leg and the suspect in custody. It's one of the stories we'll cover.
WCCO Television presents Mike Walcher, Cindy Hilger, Mark Strell, and Ralph John Fritz. This is the 6 p.m. report.
Good evening, everyone. We begin tonight with a storm named Gilbert. We say storm because the once ferocious hurricane has been downgraded to a tropical depression.
Despite the downgrade, Gilbert is still causing problems. Texas authorities are blaming the storm for 3 deaths. And 5 days after Gilbert pounded Jamaica, residents are still scrambling to find fresh water and food. As Tom Stewart reports, the Twin Cities are doing their part in the relief effort.
Twin City volunteers began donating emergency supplies for the hurt and homeless before Hurricane Gilbert even wound down. $15,000 in medicine and other help came from North Memorial Medical Center in Minneapolis alone. The relief will be delivered by an ex-Jamaica resident concerned for her country and for the well-being of her own 4-year-old son, staying with relatives when the storm swept through there.
Well, I haven't heard anything from them since the storm hit, so I don't really know what's happening with them. But I know if they're alive, that they'll be helping other people too.
The storm also preoccupied some Mexican Americans at this previously scheduled festival in St. Paul, especially those with relatives in the city of Monterey, where 200 were still missing after Gilbert moved on.
In Monterey, where I have cousins, there were busloads of people evacuating their homes for shelter, and the strong winds from Hurricane Gilbert turned the buses over and many have died.
So far, all Minnesotans trapped by the storm appear to be safe. The hurricane, however, hit just hours into Dan and Luann Brancon's Jamaican honeymoon. Their marriage survived, but at times the couple wondered whether they'd live to tell about it.
Rust blowing, you see trees flying by. It was real scary. But, you know, you just had to hang in there.
So as Minnesotans trickle back home, emergency supplies start heading in the opposite direction. Some hope for an area so devastated it'll take years to recover. Tom Stewart, WCCO Television News, Minneapolis.
The people caught in Gilbert's path need all kinds of assistance, from plastic sheets to water jugs. If you'd like to send financial help, send a check to the Hurricane Relief Fund, 2300 Freeway Boulevard, Brooklyn Center, 55430. The Salvation Army will see that your money goes to the relief effort.
A man chasing a robbery suspect from his father's store was shot in the leg this afternoon on a South Minneapolis street. It started when a man wearing a shower cap walked into the hardware store near 40th and Minnehaha. The man fired a handgun into the air 3 times. Then he ran from the store. Behind him, the son of the store owner. The suspect saw the son was closing in from across the street just as an MTC bus approached.
The guy with the gun pulled it out of his pants and pointed it at the guy from the store, which was across the street, and shot him in the leg, the right leg, I believe. And the guy went down and said, "I'm shot," and went down.
The suspect ran to the home of the Carlisle family nearby and asked to call a taxi. The cab eventually showed up. Unfortunately for the suspect, so did squad cars.
My mom came home from the laundromat and said that there was all kinds of cops outside. He started to get nervous and started sweating really bad, and then 2 cops came on the back door, and he looked at them, and then he ran out the front door.
The suspect left behind a gun. Police arrested him a block away. The son of the store owner, identified as Paul Snetting of Invergrove Heights, was treated for a gunshot wound to the thigh. A fire that apparently started with a forgotten cigarette killed a young man at home in South Minneapolis early today. A passerby noticed flames inside an old roofing company office that had been converted into a residence. The fire was spreading quickly as firefighters arrived shortly before 4 o'clock this morning. A man in an upstairs bedroom jumped out the window, cutting his leg as he escaped. Another man climbed out of the basement but breathed too much smoke. Both of them were briefly treated for their injuries. But a third resident of the building, 23-year-old Michael Henry, died in his ground floor bedroom. Arson investigators say the fire appears to be an accident, that it apparently started in an overstuffed chair outside the victim's bedroom, probably from smoking materials. The apartment was a total loss. There was slight damage to an adjacent warehouse. The medical examiner says that smoke inhalation was the apparent cause of Henry's death.
Another fire early this morning, this one in a corner tavern in Robbinsdale. It broke out just before 5 at Adolph's Bar at 41st Avenue North and West Broadway. The bar is located right across the street from a Robbinsdale fire station. New Hope, Brooklyn Center, and Golden Valley assisted in fighting the blaze. The state fire marshal is investigating the cause. An alert citizen with keen eyes may have prevented an arson fire this morning. Police say a witness saw a man pouring gasoline on the carpet in an apartment in South Minneapolis around 4 this morning. The witness identified the suspect for police. The suspect is in custody tonight.
Macalester College in St. Paul dedicated its new library today, and it's a facility that will take the school students well into the next century. We'll explain in a moment.
At other optical stores, making glasses fast means making easy prescriptions.
But at LensCrafters, our in-store labs can custom craft even difficult prescriptions in about an hour.
The LensCrafters made my bifocals in 45 minutes.
And what I like is you get them in just about an hour.
I think LensCrafters give you top quality.
At LensCrafters, fast means even difficult prescriptions in about an hour.
LensCrafters, custom-crafted eyeglasses in about an hour. Burnsville Center, Southdale Center, Lomans Plaza, Crystal Shopping Center, and now in East St. Paul.
Oh, no, forgot to buy the softener sheet. Oh.
If only she knew about Solo. You can't forget the softener in Solo, because Solo is detergent and fabric softener in one. Solo gives you a clean so soft, it's actually fluffed up higher with softness. Next time, get Solo. It cleans with a softness you can't forget.
We're America's second largest seed company because we're doing it right with quality hybrids.
Doing it right. Doing it right. At the new Northrop King, we're doing it right.
We've been selling seed corn longer than anyone else. And with over 100 years of experience, we're experts on producing quality seed.
At the new Northrop King, we're doing it right for you.
Stephanie.
Stephanie.
I've never had a pimple in my life.
On Newhart.
You'll be seeing me.
Starts October 3rd on Channel 4.
One of the most technologically advanced libraries ever built in the Twin Cities opened its doors today.
There was pomp and circumstance for the dedication of the $15 million library at McAllister College. Daryl Savage has the story.
People at McAllister call today a second beginning. They say they're celebrating their biggest step toward their second century. The reason is etched in stone. Replacing the oldest building on campus is a library that is state-of-the-art.
This is a grand day for everybody, McAllister, myself, the library staff. We're very definitely celebrating.
By now you're wondering what makes this library so special. Here's a quick look. An advanced computer system hooks users with information from 9 other Twin Cities libraries. There are individual adapters so you can bring your own personal computer and plug it in. The entire lighting system is automated. Lights turn off after you leave the stacks and come on as you enter the bathrooms. Even the old card catalogs are now computerized. It goes without saying that this new library is much better than the old one. It's a lot bigger as well. In fact, that's one of the main reasons it was built in the first place. The spacious study areas hold 4 times as many students as the old school library, and the students are already raving about their new facility.
This one, you can relax and stretch out.
And here, you know, the books are at the center where I think they should be.
It's so interesting that you have all our professors coming in here too. So it's the whole atmosphere. It's really neat.
The ideas for the advanced library came from people throughout the Twin Cities. Library officials say it's open to people from all across the community. Daryl Savage, WCCO Television News, St. Paul.
The 5-level library seats a third of the entire student body, and it took a year and a half to build.
It's been a beautiful fall day, and for about 3,600 Minnesotans, it included a leisurely walk and exotic wildlife. It all happened at the Minnesota Zoo at the 2nd annual Walk for the Wild, a fundraiser sponsored by Channel 4, among others. Colleen Needles helped lead the way, along with son Tommy. The walk benefits the zoo's Adopt an Animal program.
Quite a turnout for that. Well, it was a brief return to warm, hot weather today. We'll have the forecast for the rest of the weekend when we come back.
On February 1st, a new customer came to Federal Express.
I'd like to send a package.
Where to?
Cub Foods. Overnight.
Okay. Do you have the package with you?
Introducing Fish in a Flash. Now, fish that were in the ocean one day will be in Cub Foods the next.
Package for you, Ed. Just drop it on my desk. Okay.
Fish in a Flash. Only at Cub Foods.
Right now across America, Sun Valley is rolling out truckloads of quality waterbeds at hot special purchase prices. While they last, handsome Springfield bookcase beds with mirrored headboards are just $149. Soma 2s with adjustable firmness are super values at $299. And solid oak Danish-style waterbeds with floating nightstands are only $699. Buy now with no money down and free financing for 6 months. But you better come to Sun Valley Waterbeds today, because when these special buys are gone, they're gone.
The Heartland Chevy Truck Blowout Sale going on strong.
You bet it is. And Chevy full-size truck sales are just blowing out for it. And we are celebrating.
Charlie bought a Chevy?
Sure did. Factory savings up to $1,700 on Chevy full-size truck and huge dealer markdown.
Charlie once said day he bought a Chevy, he'd blow up the Ford.
You just watch a TV Sunday night. Kablooey.
Kablooey?
You boys just keep yours. They'll make you a nice trade on a new Chevy truck.
Remember the iWorks? Now it's iLab. It's like another grand opening.
There's even a special offer. Come on. Pick out new frames from a select group and you pay only half price. There are hundreds of frames to choose from. You can still get quality glasses in 1 hour, and you know they'll be right. Half price sale. Now that's pretty exciting, isn't it? Come on in.
The iWorks is now iLab. Hurry in, sale ends soon.
I said a few moments ago it's a beautiful fall day, and I guess I'm rushing the calendar a little bit.
Are you ever?
Yeah, we've got to wait a couple of days until it's officially fall, but it, gosh, feels more like summer, doesn't it?
Middle of summer.
I was a little embarrassed to admit that I actually ran my air conditioner in my car on the way to work today.
I think most of us did, though. It was warm.
Yeah, of course, after I talked to everyone else, they did too, so I guess you really can't call me the weather wimp, can you? You know, about a year ago, the Twins were in the thick of the pennant race. This year, well, they're still okay, but we still have some national champions here in the Twin Cities. Pictures today. The National Softball Wheelchair Championship in St. Louis Park. The Rolling Gophers over the Chicago Pacemakers, 10-6 today for the National Championship Softball Wheelchair. Champions of 1988. Congratulations to them. Clear skies and 88 degrees right now. Beautiful day for softball or any summertime activities. 38% the relative humidity. The wind south at 5 miles per hour. The barometric pressure at 29.81 and the dew point at 59 degrees. High today, 89 degrees. That's well above the average, but still shy of the record high temperature of 96 degrees, set nearly 100 years ago. No rainfall. The sunrise tomorrow at 6:55 and sunsets at 7:19. Hurricane Gilbert, it is still on the map, still on the satellite pictures, and it's actually going to be with us for the next couple of days, downgraded to a tropical depression. You can see it moving inland south of Brownsville, Texas. This thing is going to sweep up north into the States, and as it comes, it will bring a healthy amount of moisture across the high plains and across the central Midwest. Clear skies for us, a beautiful day as we're kind of wedged in a little pocket of warmer air, but there are some changes out to our west. We'll show you that in just a moment. The satellite picture shows where the clouds are. The national radar picture, very good at showing where all the rainfall is. In fact, 8 separate incidents of tornadoes in San Antonio, Texas today, killer tornadoes down in that region of the country. You can see most of the precipitation is the light to moderate category, only a little bit of the heavier stuff down south of Dallas. But as this thing moves to the north, it will pack quite a wallop as far as the precipitation is concerned. We'll bring quite a bit more with it. In fact, the most we could find over the last couple of hours, 2 inches at San Antonio, but you can see it stretches all the way along the eastern seaboard. A little closer to home here in the Twin Cities, again, it felt more like summertime. Clear skies and temperatures in the upper 80s. 90 degrees at Rochester. They got up to 91 degrees today. The clouds and fog held out in the northern portion of the state. That's why Duluth only at 78 degrees and 67 at International Falls. 67 also out in Bismarck, a hint of some cooler things to come for us. This is our forecast map for tomorrow. It shows a big glob, big mess of moisture for us. We'll strip away the clouds, show you the big bands of moisture. One section of moisture coming up from Gilbert, another section coming out of the Pacific Northwest. Now, Gilbert looks like it will push up and on to the east, just clipping the Twin Cities with a little bit of moisture. But for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, looks like that thing coming out of the Pacific Northwest will bring in some more clouds and showers for us. Cold front's pretty vivid on the temperature bands. You can see the eastern half of the country still enjoying summertime conditions, 80s and 90s there, but 40s, 50s, and 60s out to the east. Our forecast for tonight in the Twin Cities goes like this. Clear skies, a little bit warm, a little bit humid, low of about 65. Again, winds out of the south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And for Sunday, still some gorgeous weather hanging on, partly to mostly sunny skies, warm, a bit muggy, one of the last times we'll say that this year. High of 87, again, winds out of the south of southeast at 5 to 15. Sunday night, increasing clouds, cloudy skies, a chance of some showers, a low of 65 degrees. Monday, the same story, mostly cloudy, still a chance of showers and thunderstorms, a high of 80. That cold front will sweep in on Tuesday. When we have mostly cloudy skies, the temperatures will drop off into the 60s, and that's where they will remain all the way until Thursday, and Thursday, incidentally, the first day of fall.
That's when the thing out of the Northwest brings us our weather.
That's right.
Okay, thanks, Mark.
Certainly. It's been a full day of college football. Scores and highlights next with Ralph John Fritz. But baseball is on the front burner, too. We'll have details of an early Twins game at the Dome when we come back.
There's a new sound floating around. Chicken being grilled at the border. Taco Bell introduces grilled chicken fajitas, juicy strips of marinated chicken, and everything it takes to make it as good as it sounds. The new grilled chicken fajita at only $1.39. You gotta go for it.
Taco Bell at the road, make a ride for the
Forgot to add the fabric softener.
If only he knew about Solo. You can't forget the softener in Solo, because Solo is detergent and fabric softener in one. Solo gives you a clean so soft, it's actually fluffed up higher with softness.
Wait! You missed it!
Next time, get Solo. It cleans with a softness you can't forget.
Finding the ideal pharmacy is easy. It's real close to your favorite place to save on things for your car. The pharmacy with low prices on name brands and even bigger savings on generic equivalents where allowed is right around the corner from your favorite photo store. In fact, the perfect pharmacy isn't just close to your favorite place to save on things for your home, your health, or yourself. It's right inside it. The pharmacy at Kmart, the saving place.
It's 1988 closeout time at Midway Chev. With over 150 new cars and 200 new trucks, Midway has the largest selection in the state. Get factory rebates up to $750, plus Midway Chev's huge closeout discounts. Midway is also the volume leader in used cars with a full city block to choose from. On-the-spot financing and delivery lets you drive home the deal of the year today.
I'll see to it that you're satisfied with your new purchase at Midway Chevrolet. You have my word on that.
Midway Chev, University Avenue, St. Paul.
So, how do the Twins pack them in like that at 11 in the morning?
Well, all you do is keep winning. They've been winning. Now the magic number, however, as Oakland wins also this afternoon, Cindy, is down to 4. 4 is the magic number. The Twins' chances in the American League West are a little on the dim side now, but they, as we say, continue to play championship baseball. Over 46,000 paid attendance, and as Cindy pointed out, an 11 a.m. game. The Twins won the brunch special 3-1 over Chicago. Gary Gaetti, as he played ball, settled it in the 6th. 2-run homer off Jerry Rice. Gaetti, of course, is back after a spell on the disabled list a couple of weeks ago, a time that convinced Gary he should be playing.
I mean, you can gain a perspective, a different insight to it, but you get nervous. I don't know how the manager and coaches, I don't know how they do it.
Alan Anderson recording the win using that form fans are growing accustomed to. And he had to prepare to pitch at an odd hour. No problem for the left-hander.
About 2 weeks ago, I seen the day game, and I didn't think I was going to be pitching it, but it turned out that I was. And I just wanted to try to make the best of it, early morning, boom, get in here and get out of here.
Jeff Reardon finished up in the 9th. He became the first pitcher ever to record 40 saves in both the American and National Leagues, another milestone for the ace reliever.
Yeah, it does feel good. I'm not real big on statistics, but something like that's never been done before. I didn't even realize it until a couple weeks ago, and it's nice to get it out of the way and just concentrate on, winning the ball games the rest of the year.
As we said, Oakland also a winner, 3-2 over the A's. Magic number is 4. Boston beats the Yankees 3-1. Dwight Evans' homer off Charlie Hudson was the winning RBI today. The Red Sox beat the Yankees. Manager Lou Piniella of New York, tight-lipped. Sox fans all smiles as Evans rounded the bases. Bruce Hurst pitched a complete game for his 18th win. He struck out 9 batters, including Jack Clark here to end the game. Boston increases its lead in the American League East to 5.5 games. National League, the Mets over Montreal 6-2. San Fran beats Houston 4-2, and the Cubs over St. Louis 6-4. If you missed it, Cincinnati left-hander Tom Browning was perfect last night, beating the L.A. Dodgers 1-0. Not a single batter reaching first base as Browning triggered his way into the record books. It's happened only 14 times in Major League history. He's under the pile here coming up, folks.
About the 8th inning, I guess I started thinking about it, but, I wanted to stay within myself and go out there and still pitch my game because, like I said, it was only a 1-0 ball game, so I didn't want to let that get away. And, I just feel great about it. That's all I can say. It's just an unbelievable feeling.
The perfect Tom Browning. A week ago, the Gophers were full of hope going into their opener against Washington State. Well, those hopes were dashed. No more licking the wounds tonight. They know it is time for redemption.
We met as a group, and, we just talked among ourselves, and, we just said, this is time to stop the talk and take action.
We just have to regroup and, go back to fundamentals and try to do the best we can and just forget about, the loss.
We played terrible. That's my responsibility, but I also pointed out the things that were their responsibility. And we do have another opportunity to play, and I'm not going to lose faith in these players, and I hope they don't lose faith in me.
Well, the Gophers game against Miami of Ohio will start in about a half an hour. We'll have highlights for you tonight at 10 o'clock. Notre Dame has the Big Ten's number, 0. They are 0 for 2 against the Irish.
Linebacker Michael Stonebreaker was a backbreaker against Michigan State. Interception return capped a 20-3 win at East Lansing. Notre Dame beat Michigan last week, of course. Former St. Thomas Academy standout Pat Eilers here is making his presence felt at Notre Dame. He made a nice return to this punt, although it was called back because of a penalty. Eilers also a key block in that game. And what a game in Ann Arbor. Another local product, Steve Walsh of Miami, brought the Miami Hurricanes back from a 30-14 deficit. This 47-yard TD pass to Cleveland Gary made the score 30-28. An onside kick and a field goal with about a minute to play completed the tremendous comeback by Walsh and the Canes, 31-30. 20-3, as we said, Notre Dame over Michigan State. Colorado by 3 over 19th rated Iowa. Illinois by 2 over Wisconsin. Indiana, finally a win there for the Big Ten, 36-15. And the two worst defenses in America ends up in a slugfest, 62-27 Air Force. Purdue downs Ohio, 33-10. And at halftime, Illinois leading Utah, 28-3. A gutsy call by Florida State coach Bobby Bowden. A fake punt deep in his own territory late in a tie game. Larry Butler pulled it off brilliantly for the Seminoles against the stunned Clemson Tigers. Butler sprints 78 yards to the 2, set up the winning field goal in a great college football game. In the top 10, Florida State by 3 over Clemson. Oklahoma beat Arizona 28-10, and LSU 34-9 over Tennessee. There you have it. We'll have more for you at 10 o'clock.
Busy day. Thank you, Ralph. When we come back, we'll have an exciting story, Joust for you.
What?
Joust for you.
It's Dave.
Honey?
Yeah,
Your son has a craving for a roast beef sandwich.
sure.
And some fries, too. No, he really wants a chicken sandwich.
No problem.
And a turkey club.
Want a tender roast beef sandwich, choice chicken filet, or fresh turkey club? Surprise! Hardee's has them all. Hardee's specialty sandwiches. We're out to win you over in ways you'd never expect.
Honey?
TJ Maxx. Over 10,000 brand name fall fashions arrive at TJ Maxx every week, so it's never the same place twice.
No, it's never, ever the same place twice. Yesterday. Next week, next Saturday night, you get the Max for the minimum price. And it's never, ever the same place twice. TJ Maxx.
Bad habits are so hard to break. Even though I love my soft scrub cleanser, I've always hung on to this powder for those hardcore stains. But now, I've got new soft scrub with Clorox bleach. It's as tough as any powder on stains, but it's as gentle as soft scrub on everything else. So which one will I hang on to? Bye-bye powders.
Soft Scrub and Soft Scrub with Clorox bleach wipe out the need for powders.
Roaches. They could actually be the cause of illness in your family. Because roaches are now proven to carry at least 6 known diseases. Fact, there's only one way to handle a problem like that. Orkin. With over 85 years of proven experience and the only nationwide money-back guarantee in the pest control business. That's why more people in more places call Orkin more than anybody else in the world. Call Orkin today for any pest problem you have. We could be all the protection you'll ever need.
If your car's not starting, just bring it to the engine performance experts at Precision Tune. We do more than fix your car. We guarantee it.
Just a few minutes ago, RJ showed you some football highlights. If you think football is a collision sport, take a look at this next story.
One of the highlights of this year's Renaissance Festival in Shakopee is the jousting match. So we decided to send a photographer to see what it's all about. We found the jousters and their steeds take this very seriously. By the way, if you want to go out and see this for yourself, the Renaissance Festival runs through next weekend.
Surely you joust. Oh, it didn't work that time either. We're sorry. We'll be back at 10. Good night.
He won't. Good night. He will.
Do I look clean to you? Surprise. I'm not fully clean unless I'm zestfully clean.
Soap leaves a sticky film on you that won't rinse away, but Zest rinses you fully clean.
Zestfully, zestfully, zestfully clean. You're not fully clean unless you're zestfully clean.
If I didn't work on Citrus Hill, I would have thought my kids...